guys, today I'm going to read a book to you, and it's titled The Fantastic Flying Books of Mr. Morris Lessmore. The author is William Joyce, and he is also the illustrator, and there's another illustrator, Joe Bloom. So, before I begin reading this book, I want you guys to look at the cover of this book, okay? And I'm going to pick maybe 3 of you to tell me what you think this story is going to be about, just by looking at the front cover. Okay? Yes?
Books flying.
Okay, books flying, because you see books flying. Yes?
I can tell that he reads books.
That maybe Mr. Lessmore likes to read books. Yes?
He likes to read books.
Okay, he likes to read books, and one more.
That he didn't know that the books weren't magic.
Okay, maybe the books are magic or something because they can fly. Okay, so, and do you guys, who loves to read books? Everyone?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, before I start, tell me why. How about you? Tell me, why do you love to read books?
Because you can learn stuff.
You can learn stuff. How about you?
You can learn how to read more.
You can learn how to read more. And, yes. What do you think? Why do you love to read books? Yeah, you can learn a lot from books. And one more. Yes.
And you can learn, like, the teacher tell you a question about animals. You can go in a book about animals
And find it out, right? Okay, so let's start real quick on this story. I think you're really going to enjoy the story, but also I want you to pay close attention to all the illustrations, okay, when I read it. All right, so here we go. It says, Morris Lessmore loved words. He loved stories. He loved books. His life was the book of his own writing, one orderly page after another. He would open it every morning and write of his joys and sorrows, of all that he knew and everything that he hoped for. So, what is he, on the first page right there is telling you that, what is he doing? Yes?
He's a writer.
He's writing, it says his own story, right? And what's he writing about? It says, what is he writing about every day? Yes?
He writes about every day that
It says he would open it every morning and write of his joys and sorrows, of all that he knew and everything that he hoped for. So what is he writing about? Yes?
everything that he hoped.
Right, it's like his story, his life. Okay, so let's go to the next page. But every story has its upsets. One day the sky darkened, the winds blew and blew, till everything Morris knew was scattered, even the words of his book. He didn't know what to do or which way to go, so he began to wander and wander. Then a happy bit of happenstance came his way. Rather than looking down as he had become his habit, Morris Lessmore looked up. Drifting through the sky above him, Morris saw a lovely lady. She was being pulled along by a festive squadron of flying books. Morris wondered if his book could fly. It would only fall to the ground with a depressing thud. The flying lady knew Morris simply needed a good story, so she sent him her favorite. The book was an amiable fellow and urged Morris to follow him. The book led him to an extraordinary building where many books apparently nestled. What do you think this extraordinary building is? Picture right here. Yes.
A library?
A library. It kind of looks like it, right?
Yeah, because there are a lot of books.
Morris slowly walked inside and discovered the most mysterious and inviting room he had ever seen. It was filled with the fluttering of countless pages, and Morris could hear the faint chatter of 1,000 different stories, as if each book was whispering an invitation of adventure. Then his new friend flew up to him and landed on his arm. It held itself open, as if hoping to be read. The room rustled to life, and so Morris' life among the books began. Morris tried to keep the books in some sort of order, but they always mixed themselves up. The tragedies needed cheering up, and would visit with the comedies. The encyclopedias, weary of facts, would relax with the comic books and fictions. All in all, it was an agreeable jumble. Morris found great satisfaction in caring for the books, gently fixing those with fragile bindings and unfolding the dog-eared pages of others. So, what is he doing here? He's in the library, so what do you think? Because it says he's taking care of all the books, right? So what do you think what is he doing? Yes.
He's trying to fix the book.
So what are those people called that work
Doctors.
in these kind of places? Yes. Librarian. Sometimes Morris would become lost in a book and scarcely emerge for days. He would get just reading and get lost in the books. Morris liked to share the books with others. Sometimes it was a favorite that everyone loved, and other times he found a lonely little volume whose tale was seldom told. Everyone's story matters, said Morris, and all the books agreed. At night, after all the stories that needed telling had been told, and everyone had settled down to their proper places on the shelves, the great big dictionary would get in the last word, Z. It was then that Morris Lessmore would once again write in his own book. He wrote of his joys and sorrows, of all that he knew and everything that he hoped for. So once again, he's writing his own story. The days passed, so did the months. And then years and years. And Morris Lessmore became stooped and crinkly. But the books never changed. Their stories stayed the same. Now, his old friends took care of him the way he had once cared for them, and they read themselves to him each night. So you see, now he's old, right? A lot of time has passed.
Yeah,
Then one day he filled the last page of his book. He looked up and said with a bittersweet sigh, I guess it's time for me to move on. The books were sorry, but they understood. Morris put on his hat and took his cane, and he went to the door. He turned and smiled, then waved goodbye. I'll carry you all in here, he said as he pointed to his heart. The books waved their pages, and Morris Lessmore flew away. And as he flew, he changed back to the way he'd been, that long ago day when they all first met. The books were quiet for a while. Then they noticed that Morris Lessmore had left something behind. It's his book, said his oldest friend. Inside was Morris's story, all of his joys and sorrows, all that he knew, and everything that he hoped for. Then the books heard a small, expectant sound. There in the door was a little girl. She looked around with wonder. Then something fantastic happened. Morris Lessmore's book flew up to her and opened its pages. The girl began to read, and so our story ends as it began, with the opening of a book. So, now this little girl, what do you think? Is she going to like books, you think?
Yeah.
She's probably going to love to read books. Okay, and that's actually the end. So, I think that was a great story. Did y'all enjoy that?
Yes.
Okay, so, I have a question for you that I wrote down. I said, tell me, I'm going to pick just like maybe three of you to tell me, what did you learn from this story as I read it? I'll try to pick someone I had picked. You.
That he really likes to be in the
Yes.
how to read so you can find stuff that's really true and you can learn from those. And when you grow up, you will know that it's real.
So, and are books important for
Yes.
everyone? Right? Because he loved books and he was writing his story. And now his story, the little girl's going to read his story. So that's how, right, people write books and then they read, right? So, anyways, all right, guys. So thank you so much for letting me read to you today.
You're welcome.